Okay, hello everybody. Today we're here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in the Cessna 152. We have a 78 nautical mile flight from Charlie, Quebec X-Ray, Chatham, Cape Cod, to Charlie, Quebec X-Ray, Chatham, Cape Cod. To do that, we're going to make a loop around Cape Cod, checking out all the beaches and sightseeing along the way, so it should be an awesome scenic VFR trip. We're also using the JPLogistics C152 mod, which adds an awesome punch of realism to the default Cessna 152, and we're using a payware expansion, Vessels Cape Cod from Seafront Simulations, that adds 8,000 sea vessels to the marinas, harbors, and surrounding waters of Cape Cod. You've got vessels traveling routes, generating dynamic wicks behind them. It just adds an awesome burst of life to the Cape Cod area when you've got harbors just filled with vessels, and as you fly along, you can see the sea traffic moving along with you. Let's get started. First thing you noticed is that I closed the doors and I can open the window. That comes from JPLogistics mod, along with tons of other features. So our switches are off, our circuit breakers are all in. For fun, we'll check the Hobbs meter, and it's barely racked up anything because it's a brand new aircraft with the JPLogistics mod. We'll go down here to the fuel shutoff valve and open it up so that we've got fuel. Next, we'll make sure that our parking brake is set, and it is. We'll get the battery on. We'll check the fuel quantity left and right. Fuel gauges are down here. That looks good. Matches what I measured in the wings. Next, we'll get the beacon on to alert people that we're getting ready to start. We'll get the mixture into full rich, crack the throttle. Get the carbide pushed in, it was pulled out, prime it. 1, 2, 3 strokes of the primer. Clear prop. Prop looks clear. Feet are on the brakes, keys in the ignition, and we have ignition. Let's check down here. We do have oil pressure. Looks like a good engine start. So next we can go over here and lean the mixture for ground operations. Leaned it a little bit too much. While I sort that out, let's open up for flight, and I'll take you through the flight brief. So we are making a big loop around Cape Cod, starting in the southeast corner here at Chatham Municipal. Has a field elevation of 64 feet, 3,000 foot runway. If I tap on weather, we've got 3:30 at 4:10 statute miles. Looks VFR for the next day. Great weather for a VFR sightseeing flight. Looking at the winds aloft, temperatures hit freezing a bit above 6,000 feet. We'll stay below that, no problem. Best wind is runway 6 with a 2-knot headwind. So we're going to depart to the west, and we're going to climb up to 2,800 feet. We've got Cape Cod Gateway, which is a Class Delta, airspace up to 2,600 feet, so we'll just be flying over their airspace and don't need to talk to them. Same thing, 2,600 feet, Cape Cod Coast Guard. Won't need to worry about their airspace because we're above it. When we reach Woods Hole, we're going to hang a right and follow the coast to the northeast. And then when we reach the bay area here with the channel, we're going to turn east again and follow the channel, and you can see we've got restricted space that we need to stay clear of, and a warning for USAF PAVE pause radar, hazardous to aircraft within 1 nautical mile up to 4,500 feet. That's that big star sign. So what is that? If we go to satellite view, we could probably find it. So if I zoom in, there it is. That is the PAVE pause radar array, and that's high frequency radar, right? That can mess up avionics. If you were standing really close to it, it could probably mess up you. Need to stay 1 mile away from that, so let's drop our ruler in ForeFlight. And we can see that the river is 1.3 to 1.4 nautical miles north of it. So as long as we stay north of the river, we'll be outside of its 1 nautical mile warning range, so that's the plan. We're going to follow Route 6, turn southeast, and then follow the shoreline once again on the north side of Cape Cod. We'll toggle back to the VFR sectional. When we reach the bay here, we'll turn again, follow the shoreline heading northeast. We're at 3,500 feet on this leg, so once again don't need to worry about the 2,600 airspace. We'll turn at Orleans, head south, and arrive back at Chatham. Should be an awesome scenic VFR flight, and hopefully we'll see lots of those sea vessels along the way. So we're tuned into Live ATC's real-world HOTAS. We're using real-world weather, so the pressures should line up, and they do. Remember, field elevation was 64 feet, and that's what we got when we dialed it in. We get all of our frequencies set up here, and make our CTAF call. Chatham traffic, Cessna 565 Whiskey, taxi from the ramp to runway 6, hold short, Chatham. Alright, game on. This is a freeware livery for the Cessna 152 from flightsim.to. Check out the video details if you would like a link to download it. It's got this awesome interior with the carpet, as well as the awesome exterior for the livery. So we're going to hang a right up here, follow the taxiway to runway 6, and there's a nice run-up area here. I always appreciate when untowered fields have a separate run-up area so you don't need to do it at the hold short. So we've got our flight controls are free and correct. Left aileron goes down, right aileron goes down. Excuse me, Monica. Next, we've got our RPMs up to 1700, mixture full rich, mag left and mag right check. You can see and hear the drop. Close the window, latch it, check that our seatbelts are secure. Monica, looks good, seatbelts are secure. Chatham traffic. 65 Whiskey, taxi to runway 6, hold short, Chatham. World's shortest taxi. We'll stop here at the hold short lines, check that we are clear on the left. Chatham traffic. Cessna 565 Whiskey, departing runway 6, and we'll be doing a straight out departure, climbing to 2,800 feet, then departing to the west, Chatham. Alright, we got 6 on the runway, 6 on the compass, 6 on the directional. Everything lines up. Full throttle. RPM looks good, gauges look good, airspeed is alive. We are coming up on 50, and rotate. And we're up, and I can feel a little bit of wind here. The C152 definitely feels smaller, and it feels like it's getting pushed a little more than the Cessna Skyhawks that I'm used to flying in the game. And there they are! Look at all of those vessels from the Payware expansion filling the harbor. You've also got marinas, you've got docks, tons of detail. Just looks fantastic. Alright, we're going to make our initial turn. We're going to keep climbing up to our cruise altitude of 2,800 and fly by Chatham. We've got Boston approach on COM2 that we're monitoring via liveatc.net. There's those vessels again, check them out. Boston approach, Cessna 565 Whiskey, C152 slant Alpha, 3 miles west of Chatham, Charlie Quebec X-ray at 2,800, request flight services, destination Chatham at 2,800. Squawk 2313 and ident, Cessna 565 Whiskey. Alright, there's our ident. And we've got radar contact. Alright, we are on track. Let's sit back and enjoy that awesome flight simulator scenery. Alright, let's get both of our doors open to let in some wind and we'll do the debrief. So that was an awesome scenic VFR flight. I really enjoyed flying around Cape Cod and just checking out all of the sailing vessels moving in the waters below me. Very, very cool. Now the landing was a little bit spicy, and what was interesting about it is in real life, often when you drop below the tree line, suddenly the wind changes because the trees are blocking some of the wind, so you get a big kick as you cross that threshold. And that seemed to happen in the game here. I suddenly got pushed all the way to the right. Would have done a go around in real life, but I was determined here in the sim and managed to put it down not too badly. So I hope you enjoy realistic general aviation content like this. If you do, be sure to click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, as always, for flying along with me, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.